Oh my God.
Good evening. Welcome to the 5-8.
I surprised myself.
Where we discuss each of the week's 5 most.
Oh my God.
For 8 minutes each, 5 topics, 8 minutes, 2 hosts. No guest tonight. We're doing the show neat. Some singing,
water.
a lot of curse words.
Lemon in there.
Many cocktails as we deem necessary. Might take a few tonight.
Yes, you're on a little bit of a roll, so I think you should.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to the lemon water. Trying to get it all working in the right direction. How are you, my friend? How was your week? What's happening? What's going on? We were together. Now we're apart. We'll be together again soon.
It's true. It's true. Which would be exciting for people that don't know. I'm coming up to the North Country to once again attend the annual meeting of the Adirondack Voters for Change with you, and we're going to talk there. And that's what we're going to do Sunday. So if you're around and you are so inclined, come check us out if you're in the neighborhood.
It's like at 4:00 or whatever. We have a little poster. I don't know if we have that. We could show people. We have a little flyer. We're a little unprepared, guys. It's crazy out there. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but it's a little hard to be focused and to have yourself together. Here's our live event on Sunday, March 29th. So the day after March 4:30. 4:30, and it was either 4 or 4:30. And gives you the address there, 28 Broadway. It's a tiny little village. You'll find it. It's adorable. You'll love it. And there's lovely places to stay. I'm sure there's still rooms if anybody wants to come and stay. You can stay. Lake Placid is very, very close and has, since it's the Olympic Village, tons and tons and tons of hotels. Just look it up. Plenty of places there. And that they're nice. Like the Hampton Inn there it's like a ski lodge. It's fantastic. And then we have our little, hotels and motels in Saranac Lake, which are nice as well. So we'd love to see you. Anybody wants to come, please come. There'll be snacks. There'll be, Greg and I will be us.
We'll be there.
They'll be us.
It's a good crowd. Last time was really fun. It was
really fun.
There's a lot of good energy. It's good to do it on No Kings. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. And then everyone's taking off for spring break. Are you having spring break there? Doesn't really matter now, really.
I'm taking Monday off and I have Friday off. Does that count? I guess. That's my
You're taking Monday off. Yeah, that's your spring break.
Sure.
It's an exciting driving down back to the Hudson Valley.
Yeah, it'll be nice. It'll be nice.
Okay.
Before we start though, I do want to say one quick thing.
Okay.
It's not a topic, but Trump is now he's made it so he's going to put his own signature on the money.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. And as an expert in this field of play, I wanted to just say a couple of things about it just off the. First of all, he ain't never going to be on the bill itself because the Fed controls the paper money. The Fed controls it. Trump has Zippo control over it. It doesn't matter if it's illegal. He'll do illegal things. Believe it or not, newsflash, Trump will do illegal things. But it's not going to happen as long as the Fed is an independent, kind of entity, which it is, because the Federal Reserve controls the printing of paper money. Coins, he can put himself on a coin. That he can do. But paper money, no. But I know people are upset about this, like his signature, he just wants to. But I feel like we should take, the alternate view, the ZAG view, which is now Scott Bessent's pathetic little signature is not going to be on the money. And I think that's really fucking funny. Like, this is such a pathetic lick-spittle loser that goes on TV all the time and lies almost as well as anybody in the administration. God. And Trump rewards him by taking his little signature and throwing it off the money. So that's what you get, Scott Bessent. That's all.
Okay.
That's all. I like to see things half full, It's a residual.
I've even looked at cash money for a while anyway. It's like, okay, whatever. Do whatever you got to do, weirdo. He's such a weirdo. It's like so strange. He's such a strange person. On top of everything else, it's just bizarre. The gold is out of control. His Liberace self And I know people don't say that they love Liberace. This is tacky shit.
Liberace and Trump were friends. Liberace used to stay at Trump Tower.
It's just as tacky as can be. What is going on? Okay. Should we get into it?
I think we should get into it.
Okay. Yeah. It's a neat show. It's just us. So we can keep it a little short. We don't have to have a big line. Last week, I thought we had a great guest. It was wonderful. And we had a little too much tequila before that show. I don't know if anybody noticed.
Speak for yourself.
I really was really focused on everything she was saying, and also had to keep going. Catch up, keep up, catch up. So we're going to slow it down because it's just Greg and I, and we're dumber than the guests and the audience. So it'd be great.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Let's do it.
So we're at war, or maybe it's not war. It's illegal to say it's a war, but it's a war. It's actually a military thing, or it's an excursion. Where there's something going on with Iran right now that Trump is reportedly bored of. Like, this is the thing. He's bored of Iran. This is a story that actual journalists actually reported on. Trump is bored already of the war and wants to move on and do other things.
Okay.
So I guess that's good. Maybe, and which is what I predicted. I didn't think he'd be a war president because it interferes with his golf game and his Fox News watching and his ogling women at the omelet bar at Mar-a-Lago, which are the only three things he's interested in doing other than holding court with, wrapped brown nosers there. Okay. So he's not interested anymore. I'm sure the servicemen, men and women that died because of his little bullshit I'm sure they're really happy to hear that the commander-in-chief is bored of the war that he started, that they died in. So we could start there. Down is up and up is down with this shit because the Iranians, apparently, I guess when you repress society for this long, the sense of humor comes out in bursts of trolling genius.
The trolling genius. It's terrible.
And just in case, I don't know how many, there's a lot of different ones of these. The first two I could find, I just, so people watching who may not have seen this can get a little taste of what they're doing. Here's one. Tell a hater I said. Oh, wait, I got it started at the beginning. Sorry.
Oh my God.
This just came for you, sir. I believe it's a gift from Iran.
Tell a hater I said. Wow. Pussy. Tell you. I mean, that's good shit. You notice it's gold. Wow. There's a couple things that work there. First of all, it's gold.
It's a big hand and a big finger.
It's a huge finger. It's a big. Yeah. They're trolling the finger size. They're trolling the finger size.
Oh God.
Okay, and okay, I got to start at the beginning. Sorry, I'm not used to doing it this way. Here's another one. Okay.
I just can't believe we're here.
I know. It's crazy. Here we go.
I'm not a pedophile.
I'm not a pedophile. Liar!
Say I wasn't on Epstein's island.
I wasn't on Epstein's island. Liar!
Say I don't worship Baal.
I don't worship Baal. Liar!
Say I'm a son of a bitch. Say it!
I'm son of a bitch.
So this is what's going on.
Oh my God. I'm so, honestly, that bothers me.
Of course it is. It's so upsetting on every level. It's so fucked up. That's why we're
I had not seen that at all. That is so disturbing.
Well, I was disturbed by the one where they rally all the people that we've bombed and blow up the Statue of Liberty. I didn't like that one. The one where they're beating up Trump, I don't mind so much.
Wow.
The point is the Iranians are making this shit. It's sophisticated AI. They're throwing it out there. It's making waves on social media. And I don't even know how to react to it.
The director of the FBI's private email They hacked him because he's got no security whatsoever for his own.
Nope.
There's no sense of anything.
No.
God, what I'm so that just.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to startle you.
No. You didn't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I'm literally catching up in the moment.
There's so many of these that it's hard to keep track.
I've seen some of them. I hadn't seen a violent thing like that and a whole. Look, you have you have another video there. So there's a senator in France,
Right.
at the French Parliament. Literally, I don't know if that's the clip you have, calling out that like anytime there's threatens to be a release or something with the Epstein files, Donald Trump bombs another country just to distract away. So the other thing is, it's not just Iran seeing that way. There's people that were our allies. I know, watching that going, yeah, go Iran. Like he
ceded the moral high ground to the fucking Ayatollah. That's what he's done.
That's what
I didn't think it was possible to do that.
That's what he's done.
Trump and Netanyahu together have done this. That's where we are now. And we're all just riding along complicit in it for as long as this guy is in office.
And there's reports of 10,000 now troops being called up to go to Iran. It is a ground war. Yeah, this is bad. I keep, in terms of what I have caught on, from his pressers or whatever, when he comes out to talk, it's all such garbage. But there's such an air to this that is like there's an odor of it that is the same. It's all gangster shit, right? It's just like, but that's just reminds me of the grounds for the first impeachment, which was that phone call with Zelensky. I need you to do me a favor. Just say you're going to do an investigation. You don't have to do it. Just say it. And that's all we need. That lack of that same attitude is in wrapped around this entire war we'll just say it's over and it's good. It's fine. There's absolutely no depth. It's not that he's stupid. We could call him stupid. It's not, it doesn't have anything to do. There's no dementia. It's not about that. No, everybody's in all of these theories trying to decode his brain. He's literally just a puppet. He's a propagandist, and he is in putting on a show. There's no depth to this person at all. So it's like, we're just going to do the show the way I want to do the show. And anything crashes up against it that's reality, he'll get irate. He'll just, dismiss. He'll try to deflect, say, hold a press conference, hold another presser, talk about a Sharpie for half an hour, or throw out to the press corps like he did today. Ask me anything. Let's talk about sex. While he's sending 10,000.
Yeah, he said that today
troops
during the presser. Just you can ask me anything. Ask about sex even.
And so the one thing that came out of him that was also so telling and so true, I did see this as well. He's like, it was around something around the morning. It's like talking about, well, I'm more dangerous because I don't care.
Right.
And that was such an honest thing. That's it. That's the core of it. He doesn't care.
No.
At all. He doesn't give a fuck. He'll drop a nuclear bomb. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's putting on his show. He wants his goodies. He needs his little awards. He needs the adulation. He needs his ego stroking, right? Pet the baby is what girlfriends and I call it when you're dealing with a massive ego and you just have to just stroke the ego a little bit, pet the baby, get what you want, get out of there. Because there's no growth. There's no getting anywhere, in that way. You just got to do it, get it, go, move on. He's that guy. He doesn't care.
He can't
care. He's incapable. And he knows it, and he doesn't care that he doesn't care.
Yeah. Yep.
Nothing's sticking to him, and he knows it. He's fine. He'll do whatever the fuck he wants. He's annoyed. I don't think it's that he's bored. I think he's fucking annoyed. He's annoyed that he has to keep dealing with this thing. because as we know, this is one last thing I want to make sure we talk about is JD Vance's phone call, right, to Netanyahu. Right? The reporting on that is that, first of all, that it happened. I guess we got to go with that and believe it, that he called Netanyahu and talked to him. Also in the reporting, if we're going with that he did do this, is that he's unleashed on Netanyahu. He was angry for Netanyahu for baiting Trump into a war with Iran. That was selling him, saying this would be easy, and it wasn't. It's not. And yelling at Netanyahu. Now, there's plenty of blame to point at Netanyahu. That is what happened. But inherent in there is the admission, the full-throated admission, that the president is incompetent.
Mm-hmm.
He's incompetent. Like, you can just whisper whatever in his ear, and he'll do something as dangerous on all levels to our national security, betraying oaths, sending troops, tens of thousands of our troops into harm's way, right into the start a war, crash the economy, do all this bullshit because somebody said the right couple of words to him. So, because he doesn't consult the intelligence community and take it seriously, because he doesn't. He's unserious. He's an unserious person.
Yes.
Who doesn't care. On top of that, there's unserious people, but they care. He's unserious and he doesn't care. He's a child, and JD Vance admitted that.
And it's very dangerous because he still controls the nukes. And there's a lot of saber rattling about that from Israel and from the United States.
Yeah.
There's also, we're rapidly going through our supply of Tomahawk missiles, by the way. Wasting them, just fucking wasting them instead of giving them to Ukraine. It's just so infuriating on so many levels.
Yeah.
And then what's going to happen? We're going to have none left to even defend ourselves. So good job, buddy. The one job that you have when you're the president is to keep us safe. That's the main job. That's it. Everything else is bullshit. That's your job.
Yeah.
And he's failed miserably at the job. Miserably.
He was blaming Biden for something again today. Maybe for the war. I'm not sure. Oh, no. Yeah. Because peace. He's a peace. He's a man who stopped 8 wars.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to be remembered as a peacemaker.
Yeah. Stop the 9th, asshole. Maybe stop the 9th. And then we'll, plead the 5th, stop the 9th.
Listen, I know everybody in the audience is having these conversations with your friends and family or whoever, or online, if your friends and family are not, if you're sort of on an island by yourself. I know that these are the thoughts everyone's having. It's not just that we're trying to channel your thoughts. It's that I feel like if we don't speak plainly about this and continue to speak plainly about it, because we're being so gaslit about it, we'll lose our minds. This is losing your bearings territory, which is the point of the puppet masters behind Trump, for sure, or above him or beneath him or wherever they are. For sure, it's what even people that we thought were our friends who are turning out not to be at all, in terms of nation states. This is what they want, but holy crap.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a thing to live through. It's a hell of a thing to live through, to be unmoored from reality because of this crazed buffoon.
Yeah. Should we play the French senator before we move on?
Yeah, let's play the French senator. I love him so much. I'm moving to France.
Okay, here we go.
Non, ici même, je comparais la présidence de Trump à la cour de Néron. Je me trompais, c'est la cour des miracles. Un anti-vax, ancien héroïnomane et ministre de la Santé. Un climato-sceptique, ministre de l'écologie. Un animateur télé alcoolique, ministre des Armées. Une ancienne agent du Qatar, ministre de la Justice. Une groupie de Poutine, ministre de la Sécurité nationale. Un proverbe turc dit « Quand un clown s'installe dans un palais, il ne devient pas roi, c'est le palais qui devient un cirque ». Cette fine équipe a décidé de créer un concurrent de l'ONU. Depuis que son Conseil de la paix existe, Trump a déclenché plus de frappes militaires que Biden durant tout son mandat. Chaque fois que l'affaire Epstein ressurgit, les bombes explosent quelque part dans le monde et font diversion. Bombarder plus pour gagner plus. Il n'y a pas un pays où Trump n'ait profité de la situation pour s'enrichir sans jamais oublier sa famille. Boeing personnel offert par le Qatar, investissement dans tous les projets du Golfe ou d'ailleurs, manipulation des cours de bourse dont bénéficient quelques initiés. Un seul de ces conflits d'intérêts aurait provoqué ici une procédure immédiate de destitution. Mais nous ne sommes pas ici, nous sommes dans l'Amérique MAGA, la conduite des affaires publiques au service des intérêts privés.
Yeah.
L'Amérique MAGA. I like that. I think we should use
I
that.
like it too. The French way of being so elegant and getting it all in that very short clip. He just summarized the whole thing and putting the end point on it that it is all about corruption. Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Boy, let's move on. Okay.
Coming in hot today. Now, the bad influencers is the topic number 2. Now, you've studied for years now these far right, whatever you want to call them, influencers for want of a better word.
Yeah.
You really went deep dove in this and helped journalists who were reporting on it, etc. What are you seeing now vis-a-vis that? What's happening now?
I've not paid attention to this too much, this manosphere, right? I was very much early Jordan Peterson days. I was like, who's this guy with this Kremlin shit? What's going on here? And it was so clear so much of it was just, a foreign influence operation. So that's where, I sort of watched it. And then it was so toxic and clearly targeting men. And there's a lot in there, guys. And I've done a lot about it. But fast forward, I take a break. I can't take it anymore because they all ended up being just toxic, raping, sex trafficking Nazis, like so many of them. Like this is what the category of it all. But these were the voices I pay attention mostly to the United States. There's a big thing in the UK. These were because that was tied to Brexit too, sort of getting that going. And they just stuck and they, right at the time that being an influencer, this was all on the rise with Trump's first term. And by the time, fast forward into this second term, anyone who had ground there, built an audience in that first term as an influencer, we'll call it in the manosphere, right? The Joe Rogans of the world and underneath him. He's a little more corporate than these other guys, quite frankly, as shocking as that is to consider. But they're very, very wealthy. They've made tens of millions of dollars from having followings, learning how to offer products or have seminar, whatever it is, being influencers. It's a whole category of wealth accumulation now. It's a career for these folks. And I just checked out a while ago. Well, the other day, there's a documentary now. I think it's on Netflix, and I can't remember the documentary. And he's well known. He's done a lot.
Louis Theroux, is that what it is?
I think it's Theroux. Yeah. That's it, Louis Theroux. So thank you guys. He interviewed some folks. It's sort of in the manosphere over in the UK. Names I was aware of, some I wasn't, and sort of looked at who they were, what their lives were like. It's an interesting documentary, but so that's all in the background, right? And then I'm thinking about Dan Bongino and his complaining about, I have a job. I got to sit in an office, I don't make much money. I'm sitting in complaining about being the deputy, where is he? The FBI director.
Number 2 in charge of the FBI. And he was like, this is no fun.
Because it's a real job, right? Yeah. Why? Because he was an influencer. Yes, I know this man had Secret Service, whatever before, but he made money being an influencer, having a YouTube show or whatever the heck he had, a podcast or whatever. And that's the life that Kash Patel wants, right? Kash Patel's showing up, you know, let in Mr. Manosphere. I'm going to go to the Olympics and, you know, be the men's hockey team and go rah, 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 and drink champagne and blah. It's like, and everyone's saying, what is the FBI director doing there? Okay, well, he's trying to have that career.
Yeah.
This is a very seductive world for the men who make it in there. They have a lot of help getting started. Clearly, we had that reporting that a lot of them were getting money from the Kremlin way back when to launch their careers, to get started. But once you make it, it's a lot of attention. It's like a narcissistic fan dream.
Yeah.
You're just making content that's about you. You're just going around filming stuff. You're expressing your opinion and being as outrageous as you want to be. And there are no repercussions. In fact, you get more clicks, you get more views, you get more money. It's a, you know, it's a navel gazing, you know, it's masturbatory, and they love it. They love it. They get to just spout all kinds of stuff and just make money. And that's their job. And it's like an hour or so a day, maybe a little more. Right. But it's what they love doing. And it just, like, watching all this with Hegseth and everybody, I'm just like, these people just want to be, they're all failed actors in some way, shape, or form. They're failed. So they wanted to be celebrities. They wanted to be famous. They did. Hegseth, Patel, Bongino, even Bannon, right? Yeah, Posobiec. Look, there's a whole slew of them that are deep in that, basically running the country, and the FBI and the Department of Justice and whatnot. Now, but what they really want is just to, and what they're turning those jobs into is the only kind of thing they know how to do, or they were good at, or they liked to do, which was to be an influencer, to be an online, whether you're trolling, whether you're gaining an audience, whether you're spouting your conspiracy theories, whether you're spouting, whatever they're doing, they just want that job back. But they have these very serious jobs that they've been given, selected to, and placed in there by Donald, because he's a corrupt, corrosive, hands covered in shit person, right? That keeps putting gold over the turds that is himself and his taste and his life and his essence. Is just a turd. And he gilds it in gold, gilds everything in gold, thinking it makes him royal, but it's still a fucking turd. And so he picked a whole bunch of other turds and put them in the turd positions that were once very serious positions that we rely on to keep our democracy going, to stay safe, to have to be secure, right? To have a stable economy, everything, right? That we rely on. These jobs in these positions, clean air, clean all this. We have now these influencers from the manosphere, or those who aspire to have that if they never quite got it before. And that's what they're turning their jobs into. And it just struck me. It's just an insight I had. I know, I'm sure I'm not the first one. I'm sure everybody else has had it, but that's what we're watching. We're watching a YouTube show like this, right? That's what we're watching. But it's, you know, from the FBI director, who's so unfucking serious that he's getting hacked by the Iranians.
And the pictures, by the way, that they're showing are very manosphere-esque photos of him with cigars, and he's with the hockey team, and he's doing this, and he's doing it's very like, look at me, I'm so manly, or whatever.
Yeah. And that, like, the Dan Scavino side of the whole thing, right? Of the war room and the White House, you know, all of the social media coming out of the White House, all this stuff that they've got is like the fangirls, which are all boys, of the manosphere. We're going to do memes. I'll be an edgelord. I'll be a meme guy. I'll be, right? It's so we're stuck inside the most horrific manosphere YouTube show. That's what the United States is right now. That's what it is. And we're stuck there.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Fun times. And it, you know, the thing of it is, it would be it would be funny if it's not so serious, you know?
If it's not so serious. And at
Because
the heart
now-
of all that is misogyny. So the
Yes,
war on women,
absolutely.
find it
Yeah.
right at the middle of it all.
Yeah, no. With Hegseth, not promoting people who are, striking a woman and a person of color off the promotion list. Like, he's so obviously a disgusting racist. Like,
Yeah.
it's almost shocking to me that someone like that can exist that's around our age. I know it's,
Yeah.
I give people too much credit, I guess, but it's like, you went to fucking Princeton, dude. I know you're a moron, but you at least went there. Were there not women on campus? Were they just so much smarter than you that you felt threatened? Like, I don't know. It's very weird to me. I just don't understand it. It really does boggle my mind. But the whole business of sending troops in really pissed me off, like in a major way. Because when you look at it from the big picture and who the lobbyists are in the United States pushing for this, and
Let's be really clear, because we've got something to play. There are big lobbying bodies. One in particular that's really lobbied for this war as well, and it's AIPAC. So we are. I mean, JD Vance maybe is correct. We are beholden right now, to the will and the whims of a would-be ally that just is not acting that way.
Yeah, it's a shit show. And again, yeah, that's it. Sending the troops in is the last straw for me. It's the last fucking straw.
Okay.
From the halls of Mar-a-Lago to Iran's Straits of Hormuz, we will fight our country's battles and be V-net and Yahoos. First to die for Jared Kushner and for friends of Jeff Epstein's. We are AIPAC mercenaries now, working for a crook from Queens. From the halls of Mar-a-Lago to Iran's Straits of Hormuz, we will fight our country's battles and be V-net and Yahoos. First to die for Jared Kushner and for friends of Jeff Epstein's. We are AIPAC mercenaries now, working for a crook from Queens. But we call ourselves Marines.
That's it. That's what I got. My Uncle Frank is rolling in his fucking grave. And I laughed a lot because I had to use a lot of tracks doing the gang singing. And then I cried when I was done. I really did.
Man.
I really started crying. Because that's where we are now. It's so infuriating on so many levels that I just, the evil and the stupidity coming together to this level is like, it's like crossing the streams in Ghostbusters. It's, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's, I mean, here we are. It's like, it's hard to process. It's like I was saying, it's very disorienting.
Yeah.
And I just wish, I know we're doing this and it's on the internet and it's on the internet forever, but I really hope that people around the world see not just us, but like enough Americans, like, so saying this is not, I know it looks like this guy was elected a second time. And yes, there's this horrible thing happening to us in our society where there's plenty of people who did vote for him, but this is not, so many of those folks, even this is not what they want. Like, no one wants this, and we don't know what to do because our court is compromised and we don't know why or how that happened. But it's clear. Our politicians, our leaders are corrupt, massively corrupt. Oh my God, the corruption's off the charts. And we don't know why or how even some of them got to the place of power that they've gotten to. And and we don't know what to do. We can't get rid of them. And we know that other nations have been through this, and we're going to keep trying. We're going to keep showing up and trying to get rid of them. But there seems to be some kind of inside track and grip on the levers of power that these people have, to where they'll even cover up, massive sex trafficking operation that went right up to the top of this administration. Historically, and we passed laws. We had laws passed. We said, pass the law. Let us make sure we can see this information. And our Department of Justice is so fucking corrupt. We're never going to see that information. So speaking about all of that, our next topic.
Yeah.
Leading into the next topic, how and why did we get here?
The Mysteries of Zorro Ranch. I forgot. Wait, there's another.
It seems like Jeffrey Epstein is a great big old thing in the how and the why we got here.
It's
great
just
big old thing.
And even this, it's like, I know we've been studying this and talking about it for a long time, and it's still, I cannot believe that this fucking shit is real.
I know.
I can't believe it's real. I
Yeah,
can't believe that there's literally an actual conspiracy of super rich billionaires who are in child sex trafficking that runs the world, which is that's what all the fucking tinfoil hat people have been saying for years.
I know.
So what else are they saying that we should be listening?
The guy on the corner of 2nd and Santa Monica was right in 1997 when he was screaming at me. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know. Okay, so let's look at the Zorro Ranch.
There's a really good
try to focus
article.
on Epstein.
Okay.
Yeah, we try to focus on Epstein, and so we haven't talked about this New Mexico property. So let's get into it.
Now, a writer named Melissa Valdez Rodriguez wrote an article, I think yesterday, with this alluring headline. Now, there's a headline. Okay.
Yeah.
Ghislaine Maxwell's father sold bugged Israeli software to 2 nuclear weapons labs in New Mexico. Then his daughter led Jeffrey Epstein to purchase a ranch located halfway between them.
Yeah.
You got to stop and pause.
I knew the first part of this, right? So it's talking about Promise software, which if you've a longtime follower of mine, Greg, I don't know when you might have started writing about Promise, but it's
I think it's in my novel.
I think it's in your novel back in this is something that, a long time. You and I talked about just from the get-go, I think, of the first Trump term, because we were, we knew who Robert Maxwell was, and Jeffrey Epstein, and da. So Promise Software was just a quick review. Was it was a company called Inslaw, and they created a software that allowed 2 different. What we had at that time, back in the early 90s, I think it was late 80s, even
late 80s,
yeah, were networks. You could have a computer network and like a server inside of your to help you with whatever you were doing. So remember those old movies where it was like you were seeing people like look up the police records, and it was all like green type on the screen, and they weren't searching, because we didn't have really the World Wide Web. They weren't really searching that. They were looking at their internal software, right? No Way Out is a great movie that has that, and they're showing that from inside the Pentagon, right? Which was pre-internet. What Inslaw did was said, okay, we're going to allow one network like that to talk to some other network like that. We'll build, this will be sort of connective tissue, and they can talk, and we can collate data across networks. That's just, I'm saying it. I'm sure everybody, the people who know more about it will say, that's not quite it. No, that is the big sort of picture, the concept of it. And it literally is the sort of footprint of what then became the World Wide Web. I'm not saying that software helped launch it. It would make sense if it did, with a lot of, because we don't really have dots connecting all those things. But it was this very powerful tool at the time. The Justice Department is the one that paid Inslaw to develop this, right? Because they wanted the ability to talk across their own closed networks and to coalesce all of that. Well, Inslaw built this product and they retained the rights, and there was lawsuits to actually be able to sell and market this wherever they wanted to. They also, there was a backdoor built into it that allowed spyware. So our intelligence agencies were very interested in it. Cut to John Tower, who was, there's a lot of word towers around, a lot of stuff with Epstein and Maxwell, but this is a senator. And he
really slick back black hair.
Very slick back, died in a plane crash mysteriously. He and Robert Maxwell worked with Robert Maxwell to give Robert Maxwell the license to promise so he could sell it into foreign countries for them to use to run their state departments or whatever they might use it to run, because there was this backdoor in it. There's sort of the theory of that. Why did Maxwell get it? Well, Maxwell was very, very, very close with the head of the KGB. He was also worked with Mossad, with Israeli intelligence. So he was a fucketeer, and which means he could work. He had jobs and things in intelligence, working with all different kinds of intelligence agencies. You can read all about this in his FBI file. It's all right there. That's the backdrop for what she's talking about. Okay, go.
Okay, so one of the places where he sells the promised software is the Sandia National Labs, which is apparently, I'd never heard of this place. It's north of, south. It's in Albuquerque. And what they do there is they do anything related to nuclear power that isn't the nuke itself. So the delivery systems, the computer systems, all that, I don't fucking know what it is, but that stuff, that high level, super top secret stuff. So Robert Maxwell does the promised software there. 1993, Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein were like, let's buy this place, which is now, he named it Zorro Ranch. They bought it from the governor of New Mexico, the former governor, Bruce King, who'd been governor there 3 times. Epstein worked him. He also worked Bill Richardson, who was also the governor of New Mexico. So he had these connections with the top people in New Mexico. And as she points out, Alyssa Valdez, if you look on a map, it's not exactly in the middle, but he's set up shop between Sandia National Labs, where the promised software was, and Los Alamos, which even if you saw the Barbie movie and didn't see Oppenheimer, I think people know what Los Alamos is. It's the place where the nuclear weapons are in New Mexico. So he's got this place right in the middle of basically the 2 most secretive places in the entire United States. And he's got all this, she found all this weird communications networking shit going on, including something called a microwave pool licenses. And I don't know the technology here, but what it is, basically, it's a call signal that's a unique call signal that they own, I guess, and nobody else can get onto it. And it establishes a closed network that cannot be hacked or monitored or anything else. So Epstein's ranch had this going with Sandia National Labs for a while Epstein was alive. And then he died, and then new owners took it over. But these things are still active in the LLC that Epstein, originally set up. Okay. Now, the people that bought the ranch, the people that ran the ranch ran away, by the way. They went to ground. Nobody knows where they are.
I didn't know that either. Yeah.
Maybe they're in New Zealand. We don't know. They're like, Epstein's dead. We're out. Yeah, we're gone. Forgot about that. She didn't mention that in the story, but that's another data point. The people who own it now are Donald and Mary Catherine Huffines. I might be saying the name wrong, and I don't care. They're from Texas. And how Russian up are they? How Russian up are they? They're so Russian up that they went with Rand Paul to Russia, to Moscow, remember when Rand Paul hand delivered the letter that Trump wrote to give to Putin?
Yes.
They were there when that happened. They were there when that happened.
I mean, very believable, but just like, it's just so in our face. It's so in our face. Oh, God.
Yeah, it's in your face. And so that was the main thing. Then there was also this Karina Shuliak woman who was his heir, who inherited the Epstein stuff. And she's like from Belarus, and she was the dental hygienist or whatever the fuck surgeon. Remember, there's the dental chair in the, with all the masks. Yeah, that's her stuff. Presumably, she was in Russia when he died. She was on the phone with him all the time, and she was involved in a sham marriage to an ex-girlfriend of Kimball Musk. Like all of this shit, kind of comes together. So because I wonder, like, why New Mexico? Like and I want to ask what your take is. Again, anybody that hasn't read this article, go read it. She's doing fantastic work. But what's your take on it? Because obviously you're going to live in New York on a really nice mansion on the Upper East Side. Duh. You're going to live in Paris. Of course you are. You're going to live in Palm Beach. Great. You're going to have an island in the Virgin Islands. Wonderful. Ranch in the middle of New Mexico? Why? It's weird. It's like one of those, the old questions they used to give you like in second grade. Which one of these things does not belong? The Zorro Ranch is the thing that doesn't belong. So what do you think? You think it's just is it the proximity to these places, or are they just going to bury bodies in the desert?
Spies. They're spies.
They're spies. Jeffrey Epstein was a spy?
They're spies.
I was told he was a financier.
You forgot about we forgot to say too, the lottery, right? That he won right when he needed some cash being in.
Yeah, the Mexico state lottery. Was it New Mexico or Oklahoma? I can't remember. He won the lottery in one of these states. Yeah. Or the estate did, or something like that. Something crazy pants. But I feel like there just keeps being more and more layers to this, but it's all the same people, Maybe there's a couple of new characters that.
Yeah. Well, they're also gangsters, right? These are also gangsters for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And gangsters do need large stretches of desert to bury shit. It's convenient,
I think
Nevada, maybe being in Nevada was just a little too on the nose. So let's be in New Mexico. But I think the finding out about the nuclear shit makes it all make sense, right? They're spies.
Well, there's one other piece that I just forgot until now. I believe it's these Huffines people. They have some sort of company that they invest in that does. I don't know what all these companies do, but they need like to create this thing that they need, the bio research. They take like some kind of DNA from fetal, 1 month old fetuses that are in utero.
Oh God, help me.
So, given what the rumors are from New Mexico,
I can't even. I
that also tracks.
Yeah, and I think where you have we see in studying the mob, the American mob. There's weird areas too that organized crime, big operations would end up, and it was like, wow, why are they there? And you would like Maricopa County, right? And it's like, well, there's a border, so there's always a geographical benefit to trafficking, right? Because it's what that world is built on, is smuggling and trafficking and moving goods around, illicit goods. But it's all once you have like a route or you have the geographic location, the immediate thing to do is corrupt the public officials that are there to set that up. So Bill Richardson makes a lot more sense now, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right, as a target for Jeffrey Epstein. So the why of New Mexico, because there was the nuclear stuff was available there. You could set up whatever shop they were setting up. We'll maybe learn someday the extent and the scope of what shop was set up there in New Mexico. Even if it was just about a place where the girls were, stored before the traffic, whatever. It was clearly a critical component of an operation. If not the core of an operation itself. And the first thing you got to do as a gangster or spy is just corrupt the fuck out of the whatever eyes sort of would be on top of you. So make sure the governor's in your pocket. Done.
Yeah.
Right? Get corrupt local law enforcement, all of that stuff, so that you can, do what you need to do. This is what these guys did. And apparently did it really, really well, because the Attorney General of the United States is breaking the law
every day. Her deputy too.
Every day.
And the director of the FBI is too busy fending off hackers and
wishing he had his YouTube show, trying to turn the FBI into a YouTube manosphere show. Yeah.
By the way, quick deviation about to Kosh Patel, because his girlfriend Alexis Watkins put out this weird thread earlier in the week about how she thinks she's being the target of this influence operation by Mike Flynn and his associates to try to discredit her with MAGA, something like that. I don't really understand it. And then at one point she's whining in it about how I'm all alone. I don't have anybody to help me. And it's like, fucking boyfriend's literally the head of the FBI. What are you talking about? Taxpayer money is being used to protect you. Literal.
She's talking about influencers.
Yep.
She's talking about the fact that she doesn't have, that's all their whole world is.
Mm-hmm.
She's not even thinking my boyfriend is the director of the FBI, except where it gives her clout with the influencers.
Right.
She's saying the influencers don't have my back. I'm oh no. Where are my fans? Where's my shell? Who's got my side? That's what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
It's really what we're dealing with. Is a girlfriend whining about the fact that she doesn't have a male influencer having her back. So she feels, in their world, that's what matters. That's all that matters.
I can't even. It's
really, here I am making a plea to the rest of the world to not see Americans a certain way, but
the reality is that as much as we like to think that a lot, X percentage of Americans don't want this, X percentage of Americans do want this. That's the part that's the most sad to me.
It's the Kardashianification of America.
Yeah.
Yeah. They want a reality show. They want, to live the life of oligarchs without any responsibility whatsoever.
Yeah, it's a good job if you can get it.
I guess.
I don't know. So let's move on. Let's move on to topic 4, which is we were talking a little bit about FARA, which is the Foreign Agent. What is it? Foreign Agents Registration Act, right?
Yeah.
It stands for. So if you're lobbying on behalf of a foreign government, you have to disclose it, and a lot of people don't disclose it, which is illegal. Yeah. And
you know who didn't disclose it?
Who?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, right.
He was working for the Saudis, Greg. Turned out we've just learned also that he was directly working for the Saudis to interfere with the 9/11 victims getting the settlement from the Saudi government.
Piece of shit.
Or it's government. What is it? The royal family, whatever.
The kingdom.
Yeah. Because he didn't, and so he could have gone to prison for that if we gave a shit in this country about enforcing FARA laws, which is something, again, you and I 10 years ago was like, why don't we just enforce these laws that we have? Like the emoluments clauses, right? Like make them really serious, harden them up. Really harden the FARA laws, and all of this shit would go away.
And what you were saying in our production meeting, you were saying that if we can trace a line between FARA violations and wealth,
that's right,
and prove that massive wealth was accumulated because someone was violating FARA, like Jeffrey Epstein was,
or
the government, we should be able to turn off the tap on that, or the FARA faucet, as I call it. I turn it off, and
love it.
We should be able to seize the wealth. We're at the point now, I think, where it's, people are like, we need to tax the billionaires. It's too late for that. We need to seize their wealth. We've already beyond the taxing part. They had their chance with that. Now the next phase is give it all to us. All your wealth are belong to us, as the famous meme said. Since we're speaking in memes now, right?
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
We need to, put a Leo DiCaprio expression on top of it, and then maybe people will pay attention. But yeah, if you can trace, like Alistair Usmanov, right, was one of this is a former KGB thug, literally from that era, works for the Kremlin still, out of the Kremlin, in what's known now as Russia, what became Russia, in the early 2000s, was the one putting money through Yuri Milner as an original investor into Facebook, Twitter, social media stuff. Now it's AI stuff. I bet we can trace that stuff back as well. To at least there being some foreign influence. We know when Elon Musk bought Twitter, turned it into X, that was done with foreign money, specifically to influence, right?
Yes. Yep.
So if the origins of your wealth, your personal wealth, or whatever the asset is that you developed is coming, especially from a sanctioned fucking oligarch or some bone saw wielding, psychopath, who's trying, so that their nation, so that their country, so their interests can be put first at the expense of the safety, security, health, and well-being of American citizens. Because that's not even a factor in the FARA thing, that harm is coming to us because of this. It's implied, but it's just, you add that harm in there. Look at what Meta just went through, right? They know that they just losing these lawsuits now in court this past week for being held directly responsible for harming our children.
Yep.
Right? Harming this nation's children. So that company wouldn't be if it wasn't for Alisher Usmanov's investment. Wouldn't be.
Yep.
So that's where, to me, it's like, let's trace it back through the money. If there's foreign money invested and whatever was invested in was used to influence or to corrupt in some way on behalf of a foreign power, it can be a business corporation or it can be an intelligence service. That all falls underneath FARA. And the person who took the money to do this didn't register as a foreign agent. Then I say, take the money.
Take it. It belongs to us.
It belongs to us.
Yeah.
Because you came by it through criminal means.
Yeah.
Same way we take all the drug money from cartels.
Yeah. There's no difference. Yeah. Actually, I think this is even more dangerous than the cartels.
It's certainly proving that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you made another point we were talking, and I think we should emphasize this too. This whole idea, which I think was Lucky Luciano's idea originally, right? Yeah. Where you go up the chain to try to you let someone go to try to, you rat out the guy ahead of you on the food chain, and then they give you immunity.
And for our law enforcement, coming at that, catch the little fish, roll it up to the medium-sized fish, roll it up to the bigger fish until you can have that train, right? Instead of just taking the big fish and saying, we got you, big fish. There's all this other bullshit, right? To strengthen the case. I don't know that these cases need strengthening. They're pretty flagrant.
Or just arrest the people that are breaking the laws. That's fine.
Yeah, stop there.
We don't need to turn them loose and do this counterintelligence bullshit.
That's right.
After we were talking about that, I remembered I read that book, Looming Tower, which is about kind of the lead up to 9/11, and very good book, very interesting. And one of the takeaways for him, Lawrence Wright, he wrote the book, is that the failure of the agencies to communicate basically fucked us. The CIA knew shit and did not give it to the FBI people investigating it. And if the FBI people had it, I don't know that they would have stopped it, but they would have had a much better chance of stopping it.
Yeah.
And CIA didn't want to give up or whoever, the intelligence didn't want to give it up, because if they give it up, it's not intelligence anymore. And we might need to use it for something better.
Right.
Oh, you're going to use it for something better than saving the fucking 9/11. What's better than that? Explain. So,
well, what would have been better than that is preventing a clear Kremlin asset from obtaining the highest power position of power in the United States. So the thing about this whole counterintelligence and the methodology of, especially under FBI, under FBI counterintelligence, this methodology of, we're going to just, we know we have a spy here. We've got all the goods on this, but instead of turning this in, there's more value in just using our agents and our resources to sort of counter whatever their efforts are. So keep them out there. Just keep countering it until we can figure out what's going on, because maybe there's some bigger threat. I don't know what bigger threat there could be than Donald Trump as the president of the United States. That's sort of it. That's it. Break the glass, right? a Kremlin asset that everybody in the intelligence community that was on the Russia desk since 1976 knew, right? That this man was owned by the Kremlin. At that point, the Soviet Union, at that point, our biggest adversary. That shit didn't go away. I'm sure was collected and stored in the files ended up in a bathroom somewhere in Mar-a-Lago, and God knows where else. Maybe a coffin on the first hole of the fucking golf course. I don't know. But I don't know what a bigger threat. Like, this is the thing that you were trying to prevent with all your counterintelligence, blah, 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 blah. Instead of just arresting these people and saying, we've got spies, we've got spy problems.
It's like it's Jesus. Akin to Merrick Garland protecting the norms and letting all the horrible stuff happen, because he's so worried about process that there's not anything else, See
the forest through the trees, motherfuckers. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Put that tequila
no, it
down.
happened. It happened. The worst case scenario happened. It happened in 2016, and they all knew it.
And we survived it somehow.
And we somehow survived it, but not really, because here we are again.
But no. This time, this is not survivable in the sense of things going back to the way they were. It's just not. I don't know how it's going to end, but it's not survivable. Where we could just be like, oh, by the way, sometimes I'll have a nightmare where I'm running away from somebody because I've done something wrong, and then they're about to catch me, and I'm like, I didn't mean it. We're all okay. And then I wake up, and it's we can't do that. That's not what's going to happen.
Have that nightmare?
I have that nightmare all the time.
That's so interesting. I don't have that one.
No,
that's a good one.
I had a dream last night. This is very important breaking news. I had a dream last night where I was at a street fair in Rosendale, and there was a guy there playing electric guitar really loud, and he and I were singing Round and Round by Rat really loud and really having a good time with it. And it was really that song, and it was really the real words. It wasn't like, it wasn't, how your brain is like, it's supposed to be that, but it's something else.
Yeah, I know. It was
literally Round and Round by Red.
No.
Which is a song I love, but, for the record. Anyway, I had that dream. I have no idea. I have no idea what it means.
What does it mean? We don't know. Well, at least you're remembering your dreams. That's
I'm
good.
remembering the stupid dreams that I have.
All right, it's time for announcements, and then we can maybe get into like how we, I don't know, the only way I think we can get out of this.
Okay.
But all right, so the announcements are the same as from the top of the show.
They're the same as from the top of the show. They're the very same as from the top of the show, which is this thing that we are doing, this event on Sunday.
It's loading. I'm watching it. There it is.
Oh.
The Adirondack Voters for Change. Why? Because we're in Elise Stefanik's old district, and all these really great folks here. There's a lot. This is a wonderful community here in the Tri-Lakes region, and they just want to change that, and also just keep people educated, stay involved. These are wonderful community organizers, great for the community up here, take care of one another. They're just incredible people. They are. So they're having us there for a live show on Sunday, 4:30, 28 Broadway. That poster's up on Greg's. I think I reposted it. And you can email or try to reach us in DM if you're like, oh, we want to come, but where will we stay? And I'll direct you to some great places where you can stay, because we want you to be able to stay, enjoy yourself, and not worry about some drive home late at night, because we're in the mountains and it's kind of scary driving late at night. So I don't want anybody driving late at night in the mountains if they don't have to. Okay. So that's going on.
There's another announcement.
There's another announcement.
Wednesday. You know what Wednesday is?
What's Wednesday?
It's April Fool's Day. But in addition to being April Fool's Day.
That's right.
It is the 4-year anniversary of the launch of this fine show, The 5/8, that we are watching.
Isn't that amazing?
I had to go back and look. I was like, it can't be 4 years. It can't be. I'm like, that doesn't feel right. And I actually had to go through and make sure that it was 2022 and then do the math. 6 months. Yeah, 4. 6 minus 2 is 4, right?
Yeah.
4 years.
4 years. Wow,
so,
guys.
On Friday, we're going to do something. We're going to do something.
We'll do something. We'll figure out what we're going to do. We've got an anniversary. We're going to do something. Yahoo!
It's a whole presidential term. whole presidential
Thank you.
term.
Look at all the congratulations. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you.
Oh,
We wouldn't be here if you guys didn't
oh
watch
my
the show.
God,
You know,
we
so
love you all so
we
much.
appreciate.
You don't know. We appreciate. So we'll have some kind of celebration. And then, of course, last announcement, like, subscribe, become a member, share memberships, all the good things to keep this thing going. Because, let's go for another 4 years. It'd be really fun.
It'd be fun.
I think we look okay.
Years.
I think we look pretty good.
4
We're
more
aging
years.
in front of everybody.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's okay. We're doing okay. All right. Last topic. We're buzzing along here. We're going to be done by 9:15. That's wonderful.
Maybe.
No Kings. What are you doing?
No Kings. Well, there's a local thing down in New Paltz, so I'm going to head down there and see what's what. Show out and show my support. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not speaking this time. I spoke last time.
You spoke last time. Yeah. I'm not speaking this time. I've spoken before. I'm doing the same thing, just keeping it local. Yeah. Do we have something you want to show? There was also another, basically what we're trying to say here is, I guess if we all keep showing up we got to keep showing up. I know people are checking out. I can feel it. I've talked to people. I talked to someone the other day. She was just like, oh, I just let my husband tell me I don't want to pay attention anymore. And I'm like, oh, it went like that into my heart. I was like, no, got to pay attention, keep paying attention. So it's hard. I know it's exhausting. We take breaks. Everybody needs to take breaks. But when there are moments to show up, we all got to show up. Just bring people to show up. Make it so it can't be ignored, like the Epstein files.
Right. Which are also can't be ignored. I mean, we're showing up for that too.
We're showing up for that. Yeah. So we got to show up for this and just show numbers. I think I have seen little percolating things in legacy media where it looks like last time they didn't even cover it, barely. Like, oh yeah, there were marches. And so, all this sort of suppression of where the people of the country are really at with this administration, with where things are going on, is not getting properly represented to everybody else in this nation on a national level. Things like what happened in Minnesota can break through because there's a horror there, to where then there's a national awareness around what's really going on in this nation and what's really happening. But so much of it, it's not being reported. It's not coming to people. Folks are checking out all of that. So if our numbers are big enough, it really will. Peaceful resistance, nonviolent resistance really, really works. It does work. It's the only thing we've seen work historically. So we just have to show up, be our peaceful selves, and be loud.
Yeah.
Make that good trouble. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's also friends of ours were in DC. Do we have a picture with Victor there too?
No, I just have the one clip. No,
it's just Jane. Okay, so the Committee for the First Amendment, which is something that was started by Henry Fonda back again in the McCarthy era, right, to sort of battle against everything that was happening. 80 years ago now, right? It was just sort of reinvigorated, reborn again, brought back to life by his daughter, Jane Fonda, just a few months ago. And so Victor Shi, friend of the show, Rosanna Arquette, our dear friend, are all part of this Committee of the First Amendment. And they had a big rally and demonstration today in DC, the day before the No Kings March in DC, at the Kennedy Center. So it's trying to.
You mean the Trump Kennedy?
No, it's the Kennedy Center. Yeah, for the performing arts. So I think we have a little. Do we have that?
We have a little clip. Okay,
let's play a little clip.
Let's play a little clip.
Entertainment being gutted. I am referring to Warner Brothers Studios, CNN, and HBO. God, it hurts me to say those names that may soon not be what they were. You'll hear more about why going after artists, writers, and journalists has always been page 1 in the authoritarian handbook. We can model courage. Courage is contagious. We can tell stories that allow people to feel across difference. Feel across difference. I have one word for what it looks like when we tell new stories of unity, of neighboring, of love, collective power. Minnesota. Woo! The general public may think all this doesn't affect them, but it does.
That's it. It does affect them.
It does affect them. So wherever, you can catch what the Committee for the First Amendment is up to and doing, pay attention, get behind it. She's exactly right. We saw it, there was a connected to sort of the Red Scare and all of this, boogeyman, and we're going to become this sort of isolationist, strong, beating drum, going after the artist first. We've had an era like that in the United States. It was back in that McCarthy era, what's known as the McCarthy era. So it's important that artists continue to speak out. It's important that artists stand up for the First Amendment. She's saying there, it hurts her to say CNN and these call out these things that are all being siloed up into this agenda that Donald and the administration has its thumb on to try to squelch exactly what we're talking about. No coverage, not the voice of the people, but this sort of state TV shit, like North Korean level shit masquerading as news, is because Ted Turner, of course, her husband, her past husband, was the founder of CNN for exactly the opposite reason and agenda. So got to uphold our Fourth Estate by upholding our First Amendment. And it's going to have to come out of the mouths of artists. It's going to, because it seems that we're the ones with the courage still left. It's left because it's vacated a tremendous portion of our legacy news media. It's just vacated.
Yeah.
There's no spine left in there, from the top. We've got these oligarchs in there. So everything we've talked about on this show is all this, to me, feels all of a thread. And it's all about this looming threat of the state of this nation that we're living in right now. And for everybody, even if you've got friends and neighbors who can't quite articulate it, they don't know what it is, but they're disturbed by what they see going on in this nation. They're worried even about the gas prices or something more tangible and immediate to their life and their lifestyle and their pocketbook. Grab them, bring them out, bring them to the No Kings, whatever is in the area. Let them show their numbers. Let them understand and feel the importance of being connected to their fellow Americans through the act of nonviolent resistance. It's a big piece of democracy. It's a big part of being an American.
Yeah. And
we still have it, and we need to exercise it. And it will work if we keep using it.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. This is how crazy things are. This is how crazy.
Okay.
Bunch of fucking sanctioned Russians came to Washington, D.C. today and were given a tour of the Capitol, and they met with lawmakers. We didn't even mention it until 1 hour and 16 minutes into the broadcast. Crazy, right?
I mean,
yeah.
I expect nothing more from them, from the Republican lawmakers.
It's just,
I expect nothing.
The traitors are easy to spot, man. So
the traitors are easy. So easy to spot.
They are.
So easy to spot.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing you, my friend.
I will see you soon. Soon. We're going to have a good time. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. And how are we ending the show these days?
Well, we're just going to show up, show out, and get through it.